Hello and welcome to National Focus for Wednesday, September 11, 2024. I am Julian Morris. In the headlines, the 2023-2024 cruise season labeled a success. Dominica assumes chair of the Regional Fisheries Ministers Forum, and Chinese-funded school building projects making good progress. The details of the headline stories and more when we return.
Ride safe, wear a helmet, safer roads in the nature aisle. This message was brought to you by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
Welcome back. Minister for Tourism, the Honourable Denise Charles Pemberton, says the 2023-2024 cruise season has been a success. Addressing the 2024 Cruise Tourism Stakeholder Symposium today, the minister said the numbers speak for themselves.
We had 216 calls with 320,880 passengers from October 2023 to August 2024, including 3 calls during the summer off-season. Of that total, 77% or 247,922 passengers disembarked to explore Dominica, and 55% participated in organized tours. We hosted 16 inaugural visits. Cruise arrivals for 2023-2024 season surpassed the previous season by 11%. And compared to the pre-pandemic 2019-2020 season, we saw a remarkable increase of 62%.
The tourism minister says while there is a lot to celebrate, there is still much work to be done.
Your hard work is reflected in these results. Every taxi operator, tour guide, vendor, year-braider, tour operator has contributed to this growth. So I thank you very much. When we combine your dedication with the natural beauty of Dominica, it's no surprise we are seeing this kind of success. However, there is always room for improvement. While we've seen progress, we still haven't surpassed our best year in cruise tourism, which was in 2010 with cruise arrivals of 545,000.
She says the aging cruise port infrastructure must also be addressed.
The facilities in Roseau are no longer sufficient for the growing size of vessels and number of cruise ships docking at our shores. This congestion leads to a suboptimal visitor experience. I'm excited to announce that the government is getting closer to finalizing an agreement for the development of a new cruise facility. I know you're saying you're hearing that often and we keep mentioning it, but we are getting closer and very, very close. This new facility will feature modern amenities and the capacity to accommodate larger vessels, meaning more guests and more opportunities. This also means more jobs and economic growth for Dominica.
Meantime, CEO of Discover Dominica Authority, Marva Williams, has highlighted the significance of the Nature Island Standard of Excellence certification. Addressing the 2024 Cruise Tourism Stakeholder Symposium this morning, Ms. Williams called on cruise tourism stakeholders who are not yet certified to do so.
Compliance of this standard is not just a recommendation. It is mandated by law. It is established under the Ministry of Tourism or the Tourism Regulation and Standards Act number 13 of 2005. The NICE program is crucial in regulating and certifying tourism services across our island. It ensures that we consistently deliver high-quality products and services, leading to greater customer satisfaction and long-term success. For those of you who are already NICE certified, I commend you for your dedication to maintaining the highest standards. For those who have not yet undergone the certification process, I strongly encourage you to take this initial step. Being NICE certified is not only a legal requirement, but also a commitment to excellence that will distinguish your service and enhance the overall experience for visitors in Dominica.
Ms. Williams noted that there was need for greater public and private sector collaboration to elevate the island's cruise experience.
The success of our industry hinges on our collective efforts and shared vision. This symposium is just the beginning of what I believe will be a fruitful season for all of us. I am confident that the insights we gain and the connections we strengthen over these 2 days will lead to tangible improvements and growth in our industry. With your continued collaboration and dedication, we have no doubt that the upcoming cruise season will be one of our most successful yet. So we thank you for your dedication and commitment to the industry. We look forward to the productive discussions and positive outcomes that will emerge from this symposium.
The CEO also acknowledged cruise tourism stakeholders for what she said was their steadfast commitment to creating memorable experiences for every visitor to the country.
I was speaking earlier today to some of our hairbreeder friends and was amazed that some of you have been doing this for over 30 years. Thank you so much. Your efforts, indeed, we should clap on that. Your efforts are the foundation of Dominica's reputation as a premier destination, and they are vital to our continued success in the cruise industry. This symposium is a collaborative effort between the Ministry of Tourism and Discover Dominica Authority and is a crucial platform to align our efforts and strengthen our shared vision. Over the next 2 days, we will explore the latest trends in the cruise industry, learn strategies to improve service quality, and explore health and safety measures as we prepare for the upcoming cruise season.
Dominica took over the chairmanship of the Eastern Caribbean Fisheries Ministers Forum today. Minister responsible for Fisheries, the Honorable Julian Defoe, chaired the 23rd Fisheries Ministers Forum under the theme, Sustainable Use of Living Marine Resources.
I have the distinct privilege as the Minister responsible for Fisheries and the Blue Economy in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Blue Economy to address comrades and colleagues on a very important subject area of sustainable use of aquatic resources, as the Commonwealth of Dominica has embraced this principle for such a long time. Notwithstanding, we remain steadfast in continuing this journey and that traditional dialogue on mutual matters of interest. Also, I am honored to assume the chairmanship as the representative of the host country, which is Dominica, from the distinguished Honorable Sabato Caesar, Minister responsible for Fisheries from our sister island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Rest assured that Dominica will carry on the mantle and continue to be a champion for the principle of sustainable utilization of aquatic resources.
The Japanese ambassador noted that Dominica last hosted this Fisheries Ministers meeting in 2006.
With this initiative, we are determined to further strengthen our cooperation on issues of greater importance, such as maritime affairs, climate, and gender. Moreover, this year marks the Japan CARICOM Friendship Year 2024. And to maximize on this excellent opportunity, we are excited to continue to work even closer in a number of multifaceted areas. One of the key values shared between Japan and the Caribbean is the sustainable use of marine living resources, on which we have been cooperating and producing many beneficial outcomes for a long time.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, Ryan Ansem, said sustainability and building resilience are paramount for the future of the fisheries sector in the sub-region in the context of the growing challenges of climate change. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Robert Gist, says work on 6 Chinese-funded school projects is progressing satisfactorily. These projects, which will cost $30 million US, represent a substantial investment in the development of Dominica's education infrastructure.
In fact, if you look at the Goodwill Secondary School, you will see that it's at an advanced stage. The Chinese team, they're working on every day, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every single day they're working. And sometimes if you pass it, you'll see them even working during the late hours, after hours. So this school is progressing really nicely. Discussion with the Chinese team, the CCECC team, the contractors running this program. Our discussion with them, free discussion with them, they indicated that by December, by the end of December, by the end of this year, the roof will be installed on the Goodwill Secondary School. So that shows you the advanced stage that they are.
Mr. Gist anticipates that the students will move into the new Goodwill School next year.
For this school, we are actually putting a plan in place to really make it a center of excellence for technical vocational education and training. The other schools, the Tibo Primary School is also moving on nicely. They're already on the second floor. They're already on the second floor, so this is moving nicely. The Bellevue Primary School is also at an advanced stage, although we started late at the Bellevue Primary School, and there are some things that we still need to put in place for the Chinese team, but Bellevue Primary School is moving nicely.
The old foundation will soon be replaced by a new one at the Calibishi School project.
In terms of Calibishi, we met with the community a few months ago, about 2 months ago. We had a nice discussion with them. They understood the little setbacks that are going to be there for them. We met with the sports teams. They understood the situation. We're going to extend the playing field for them. This is taking a little bit of time because there's a lot of work to be done. We have to we're actually extending the playing field over a ravine. So there's a lot of work that has to be done. The Public Works, they're working on that for us. Very soon we'll have a costing, and hopefully work will start on that soon.
The foundation has been cleared in Tetmon and work has begun on the foundation.
The Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Housing, we are currently in negotiations with some people up there because we're trying to acquire some additional land for storage, or at least lease some land for storage, so we're working on that. As soon as this is done, we will see work moving on the Tetmon Primary School. And finally, the Seneco Primary School. Heavy work has not started as yet, because as you know, we moved the Seneco Primary School students to Salibert, and there's some work that needs to be done. For example, we had a courthouse at Seneco. This was moved from Seneco to Salibert. However, the foundation remained there, and this needs to be removed before the Chinese team can start. Also, access to the site is posing a problem for the Chinese. So we're in the process of maybe acquiring some land so the Chinese can actually make the road to get there for easy access, because as you know, the CCEC team, they use some heavy vehicles, so the small road is not good, so they're actually going to make their own road.
You're watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. The China International Press Communication Center, CIPCC, engages global journalists at CCTV. Aliyah Martin reports from Beijing.
The China International Press Communication Center, CIPCC 2024 program, continues to engage journalists from around the world, offering them new opportunities with major media organizations in Beijing, China. Recently, teams from the Asia Pacific and Caribbean regions visited CCTV Plus, China's premier video news agency, which commenced operations in December 2010. CCTV Plus provides news products and services that meet international standards to global media organizations through its proprietary online global distribution system and collaborations with leading distributors of professional news content. The agency serves over 1,800 TV channels and 1,000 digital media platforms in more than 130 countries and regions, offering content in 7 different languages. During this visit, I had the privilege of delivering a brief speech on the diplomatic relations between Dominica and China and their media relations.
As a participant in the CIPCC program, I appeal for continued investment from China, specifically in media production. We seek advanced technological equipment and ongoing training for media personnel, fostering an environment where our stories and achievements can reach a wider audience. Recent agreements between our government and the People's Republic of China open exciting avenues for collaboration, including one agreement with the Government Information Service where I work to receive training opportunities. Notably, we are making significant progress on landmark projects such as the construction of the International Airport, the single largest undertaking in our nation's history, where a firm from your country is currently contracted, and the cable car project, which is set to become the longest in the world. The geothermal development project as well, which represents our commitment to renewable energy and sustainable practices. Each of these projects will significantly transform Dominica's economic landscape. International media coverage from our friends in China would further enhance visibility for the developments taking place in our country. The past 2 weeks spent in this great nation has left a lasting impression on me. The richness of your culture, your cuisine, the warmth of your people, and the brilliance of your architecture are testaments to the life and vitality found here. I have consciously chosen to base my impressions on my own experiences rather than the narratives constructed by others. My time in China has shown me the hospitality and honesty of its people, leaving me with cherished memories. As we look to the future, let us continue to embrace the cooperation between China and Dominica. Together, we can continue on the path to building a resilient nation, sharing our vision with the world.
Thank you, Aliyah, for that report. The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services, through its partnership with the Pan American Health Organization, PAHO, and the Acute Psychiatric Unit, APU, is conducting a 3-day training for healthcare providers in order to implement the Mental Health Gap Intervention Guidelines. The MHGAP-IG is a program developed by the World Health Organization with the objective of scaling up care for priority mental, neurological, and substance use disorders. The intervention guide presents the integrated management of priority MNS conditions using algorithms for clinical decision-making. The overarching objective is to develop competencies to identify and assess people with MNS conditions, deliver care, and refer to specialist care as necessary through the primary healthcare system. The 3-day training also coincided with World Suicide Day, which is observed annually on September 10.
It's World Suicide Prevention Day, and every year WHO, PAHO, and the International Association for Suicide Prevention join forces to bring attention to the importance of suicide no one should die because of suicide. Suicide is a serious public health problem, and then we know that if we provide early intervention, if we provide early identification and support, people can continue to live life as healthy as possible.
Over 100,000 people died in 2019 due to suicide. She says everyone must play their part to reduce the rate.
So when you think of that, because of a condition that can be preventable, it's really heartbroken. And I think everyone has a role to play. And when I mentioned to you 100,000 people die, before they take their life, before they die by suicide, most time they have attempted up to three times. So we have almost 20 attempts before. So if you have 20, so you do the mathematics, the number of persons that are suffering, and they're suffering in silence. And I think healthcare providers, we have a responsibility to be able to find opportunities to ask the question and support people who are having problems with suicide.
Meanwhile, consultant psychiatrist at the acute psychiatric unit, Dr. Nadia Wallace, says 11 people were admitted to the APU after attempting suicide last year.
From January to December of 2023, there was a total of 11 patients who were admitted to the acute psychiatric unit after having attempted. Out of these 11, 7 patients were females and 4 were males. And the age range for the females was 15 to 30, while for the males, the age range was 14 to 48. Okay, and that was in 2023. We are in 2024 right now. We are in September, and thus far we've had a total of 11 patients who've attempted suicide and who have been admitted at the acute psychiatric unit. And again, from these 11, 7 of them were females and 4 were males.
She explained that there has been an increase in suicides in Dominica over the past 5 years.
We had a total of 27 persons who died by suicide within the past 5 years. And in 2023, we had 7, and this year in 2024, we've also had 7. And within the past 5 years, this has been the highest, 2023 and 2024.
She added that if all citizens play their part at all levels, there can be a decrease in deaths caused by suicide.
People should not die by suicide, and suicide can be prevented. Okay? So we're going to focus a bit on what we can do as individuals, what we can do as communities, as organizations, and within the government level. Because this is very important. All of us, as you can see, all of us need to play a part. All of us can play a part. And if we do, I think this problem would be solved.
Coming up next, the Creole News Highlights with Jeno Jacob.
Bienvenue à ce nouvel en créole, nom moi c'est Jeno Jacob. Autorité pour découvrir Dominique commence un symposium aujourd'hui en Goodwill Parish Hall. Symposium là couru pour 2 jours, qui est pour 2 jours demain et puis aujourd'hui, les 11 pour 12 septembre. Ministre Touriste a fait préparation pour saison touriste 2124 pour 2125. Chef officier exécutif, autorité découverte Dominique, Marva Williams, parle pour nous de l'importance symposium là.
Tourism, généralement, c'est un butin qui est très important pour Dominique. Dominique, pour combien d'années qui passent, nous avons regardé compte butin tourisme, et ça qui est important, c'est les gens qui viennent sur ce bateau là pour voir Dominique pour y aller dans le temps. Nous avons un lot de monde qui est important tout bitin qui ka passé et puis bateau ka vini et ben différents touristes ka vini Dominique. Ça c'est moun ça là nous pas te parler contre en industrie tourisme qui ka vini plimer tous les années. Ah ben pour ça nous toujours voulons parler c'est moun comme c'est moun qui ka fait tola, c'est moun qui ka yo ka peint chivé, c'est yo qui ka parler ba touristes là tous les jours. C'est important pour nous en conversation avec eux.
Et le symposium là c'est pour ni conversation et puis moun qui en fait tourisme.
Symposium là nous ka fait aujourd'hui là et puis demain c'est pour ni conversation et puis c'est moun ça là pour écouter yo pour tendre ça yo ka di pour savoir qui ça qui ka fait yo mal qui ça yo te que vle voir bien manger et aussi pour ba yo information pour faire yo savoir qui ça qui ka passer hors ministry tourism hors authority là pour faire ça autant que tout bitin en tourisme, tout bitin en cruise ship, mais bayo. Ben pour ces 2 jours qui ka vini, nous keka parler bayo pour aider yo faire bitin primaire, là yo ka faire communication et puis touristes, là yo ka garder compte bitin finance, nous voulons yo savent que bitin touristes et puis cruise ship ça c'est un bitin qui ka profiter plus en plus tous les années et puis Dominique les aussi taper pas là taper l'argent là que ou peut taper hors industrie là nous voulons comprendre comment pour mettre bitin à l'argent en ordre comment pour faire ça ou te présenter quoi yo en manière qui a plaisir c'est moun qui ka vini en Dominique.
C'est l'école pays chinois qui a bâti Dominique qui a fait progrès bien. Secrétaire d'Iran en ministre éducation Robert Gist fait annoncement ça là en une interview et puis GIS. Il dit gouvernement satisfait et puis progrès c'est l'école là. Projet a coûté $30 millions US. Gouvernement a fait investissement en éducation Dominique. Il dit étudiants qui vont entrer en l'école Goodwill l'autre année. Il a bâti une fondation neuf en l'école Calibichi. Il a commencé fondation l'école Tête Morne. En temps la pluie, maladie hors maingouin, vector-borne disease qui a multiplié. Dr. Chaloudine Hamid, docteur épidémiologie nationale, parlait contre ça. Et des moun ni pour empêcher Tibet comme maingouin multiplié. Pas quitter l'eau dormir en contenant, déboucher dalles qui peut caillou. Dr. Hamid verti contre monkeypox, ça c'est une maladie qui a mis boussole à sous la peau moun. Maladie ça là pas Dominique, mais nous ni pour prendre précaution. Le gouvernement a mis toutes mesures en place pour empêcher la maladie ça là. Ça c'est tout à ce nouvel en Creole. Changez-nous en temps la pluie. Continuez à faire préparation aujourd'hui. Mon nom c'est Geno Jacob. Au revoir.
Thank you, Geno. And now for today's weather advisory. Moisture and instability are expected to continue affecting the area during the forecast period. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies with scattered showers and the possibility of isolated thunderstorms are likely. A favorable upper-level flow is expected to maintain unstable weather conditions. Additionally, light winds and daytime heating could trigger afternoon cloud development, leading to localized showers and thunderstorms. Seas are anticipated to remain slight to moderate, with wave heights reaching up to 5 feet over the next few days. The National Hurricane Center is issuing advisories on newly formed Tropical Depression 7, located in the far eastern Atlantic. This system is expected to remain over water and does not pose any threat or direct threat to Dominica at this time. Additionally, the National Hurricane Center continues to monitor 2 areas of low pressure in the central Atlantic. The chances of development are low at this time. Please continue to monitor the progress of these systems. Today's hurricane tip: keep prescription medications handy. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Julian Morris. Thanks for watching.